Yo, what's up, Atia?
How's it hanging like a leaf in a tree, I hope. Had a productive day today already. Made breakfast, made coffee, went and applied for my old job again. So, Lord willing, I will be back at work at Frankston Packaging. We'll see about it, though. We'll see about it. Boom. Packaging. No, that's what I used to do. I used to make labels and whatnot. Before farming, I was a label maker on an industrial scale. So hopefully I'll get back to going to do that again. I woke up and there's this huge pimple on my face. I put a pimple patch on it. It's a lot better now. Zone 6 milligram. Yeah. I used to, I make labels. That's my career. That's my trade. That's what I'm good at. So I'd like to go back to doing that. And then I'm going to lease out the farm. That way I don't have to fiddle with it this year. And I'll just have a small garden of my own that I deal with. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully they call me back soon. And my buddy who used to be the supervisor of that plant, he has already talked to the night shift guy and the HR lady. So hopefully it all works out. And yeah, I mean, it's not like I got fired or anything. I got laid off because of the whatever. Labels as in songs? No. Like labels as in labels. Like this. See, right here. This is made from cyan, probably some reflex blue, cyan, reflex blue, negative space, black, and potentially, that might even potentially be white on there. And then you send this through a press, it rolls off of a flexographic relief plate, and then why don't I start doing something from my home? Well, I mean, I'm already doing that. Farming counts as that. That's like a home job. You farm at home. So. And also, I don't know, I've already owned 2 businesses in the past, pressure washing company and a sheetrocking company, and I don't know, it's a lot of hassle. I don't really feel like doing all that. Paying the taxes on it every year and setting aside the income to pay taxes at the end of the year, it can be a headache. It can be a headache. So owning a business in America is a lot of bureaucracy. Chinese TikTok guy. You talking about the guy with the signs? He's like, oh, but sign make your business strong. Have I ever gone hunting, and what is my best hunt? Yeah, I've gone hunting lots of times. My best hunt, I don't know. One time I went into the woods with nothing and came out with like 30 something squirrels, and I was really happy about that. I've never really gotten a large deer. I think the largest I've ever gotten was like a 7.6 or 7 point. About 200 pounds or so, 220. Not too big. What up, Itchy? You're searching for a sweetheart? Well, keep searching. You're not gonna find one here. I don't know, you might. You might find someone in the chat that'll be your sweetheart. I've been known to be a matchmaker before. What up, what up? Itchy, might be getting my old job back. Not exactly my old job, but I might be going to work at the company I used to work at again in the next few weeks. We'll see about it. I put in my application earlier and it's already been approved by the night shift guy, and now it just needs to go through HR, and then we'll see about it after that. What's up with you, brother? Yes, printing. Packaging company, technically. Earning by finding perfect match for people. Am I going to be able to live stream there? Good question. And yes, I will, but I probably will not be able to respond frequently, as it is a very hands-on type of job. So I'm sure that there'll be no problem with me live streaming it. But there are rules about that as well. Like, I'm not allowed to show you the product. And yeah, there's some rules about it, but I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do that. And a lot of the times, like when you're, using a machine for the first time or whatever, they encourage you to film a lot of it. That way, like you ever need a reference point to go back to, you can look at that video that you took of the machine. I mean, I've had a job this whole time, so I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Found a job. No, I already had a job. I'm trying to go back to that job instead of going out, because I was going to go work with my wife's stepdad and do pipeline surveying, but that requires me to be out of town a lot, and I don't really like the idea of that when I could just go down the road and work there. But on a positive note of doing that, even though I make less money, I don't have to drive about an hour to get there anymore. I'm in the United States. Hi, Samantha. You don't have to say hi. This is Samantha. We remember. And I'm doing good, Asadullah. Who's gonna look after the babies? My wife. I have nice eyes, thank you. Yeah, my wife, like normal, the person that normally looks after the kids when I'm not here. That's the obvious answer. I don't. And it's gonna be night shift. I don't work day shift typically. I usually work night shifts. 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. Why does everybody say that? What's up, Rohit? It's been a while, brother. I haven't seen you in a little while. I hope you're doing good. Rohit Roy, not the other Rohit. There is another Rohit. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure if we've gotten there yet, but I should be pretty close to 500 subs. So I had a 500 sub celebration live a little bit early. Was kind of expecting to get to 500 that day. Did not. Had 2 or 3 since then. Still did not get there. I think I'm at 499. I think I need one more sub. Appreciate that, brother. And yeah, no, I think it'll be good. I enjoy my last job. 499. Wicked sick. Wicked sick. Wicked sick. 499 deviants and debaucherous followers. American food at American Diner? Just go to Waffle House, bro. That's That's the American Diner, baby. Waffle House. 501 on your screen. Woo! No, they're not my children. I'm not responsible for their well-being or their fiscal security. Anyway, if you guys have been paying attention to the news today, Don Lemon got arrested. Thank God. That guy sucks. I hate Don Lemon. That's like the definition of sensational journalism, but not real journalism. 501. Blah, blah. 501 children's insane? I don't know. Ask Genghis Khan. Ask Genghis Khan. Didn't he have like 500 children or something? Woo! Drop a hot dog in the chat for that 501, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I'm glad you guys are all here for it too. All my mods are in here for it, all at the same time. For the record, you three are the only mods left. I've deleted all the other mods on the channel because they're just not here frequently enough to become mods, you know what I mean? Oh, there it is. There it is. I keep getting that damn Asian symbol. I wish I knew what it was. I don't know why it keeps popping up on my stream. Sangha Yasadula. I don't sell weed, buddy, but nice try. Them glizzy dogs. I'm excited. Now all we got to do is get to 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs. So if we could double the subs, and I don't know what we could put it to the power of 10 on the watch hours right now. We'll be there, baby. We'll be there. Yeah, for some reason, I think it's like an emoji that's just not popping up. I think it's an emoji that's not popping up, but like every time somebody drops something with an image, I get this Asian symbol with an A at the bottom. Looks like an A. I don't know what it is. When will I start earning from YouTube? I don't know. Probably within the next year, I would assume. Oh, you think it's annoying to you? Imagine being here. It's very annoying. It's very, very annoying. The other guy that I follow has sleep videos on his playlist, so we can play them while we sleep and get watch hours. That's pretty smart. That's pretty smart. No, I'm not a movie actor, although people confuse me with Tom Hardy quite frequently. Yeah, I let them have their time. Brother man, it is about whatever we are discussing for the day. Normally I just do Dave's Discuss or Discuss, which is what this is. And we just talk about current events with, raw, uncut content. I like to do it live. That way you can get my actual opinion on the matters at hand. And then, when we get bored of that, we'll talk about random subjects until the live stream ends. Try a British accent like Tom Hardy. It's a gloomy day out there, isn't it? I don't know. Ooh, appreciate that. It's free, just double tap the screen. Hit a thumbs up for your boy. Yeah, more Epstein files have been released. Don Lemon got arrested. It's looking pretty good. It's a pretty good day. Pretty good day. Now, I haven't even gone through all the Epstein files. Yeah, there was never anything in them to begin with, probably. No, it's really not that bad. I'm sure Minneapolis fucking sucks. Los Angeles fucking sucks. And there's a few towns, but again, most of the country's doing pretty good. Yeah, Don Lemon getting arrested. Yeah, Don's an asshole. That guy sucks ass. He's not even a journalist. Like, he pretends to be a journalist, but the guy is really just some gay sensationalist. Talk about geopolitics, whatever you want to talk about, man. We'll talk about it. Yeah, Don Lemon kind of sucks. Like, this isn't even from a political standpoint. Like, anytime that you, like, I'm a Christian, right? Not a Judeo-Christian, let me make this. But even still, like, I don't agree with, you know, Islamic religion. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's the correct pathway. I don't agree with Judaism, right? Or Hinduism, or, Buddhism even. But I'm not going to go inside of a church and tell them, hey, you guys need to go outside and start protesting for a bunch of immigrants instead of worshiping God. I'm not going to do that. That's wrong. It's just it's a place of worship. You can't go inside of a place of worship and start screaming at people, especially when the pastor's asking you to leave. And he's going to say, oh, this has never been done before in history. This is unprecedented. I'm a journalist. You can't do this to me. Freedom of press. Like, yeah, you got freedom of press, but that's not protesting. That's that's not covering the press. That's protesting a church, which is covered under the Freedom of Religion Act. So, yeah, you can't go in there and do that. That's just not cool. I don't care if it's a mosque. I don't care if it's a synagogue. I don't care if it's the Orthodox Church. You still can't go in there and do it. The whole thing stinks. Donald Trump, petrol pump. Yeah. Yeah, petrol pump. Good. Gas prices down. That means everyone happy. That's true. You can follow a religion and still not believe other religions, but, I don't think that you should go about fucking protesting in their church. You know what I mean? Like, even if you don't agree with their religion, I don't think that it's okay for you to go inside of their church and start harassing the members there trying to worship in a house of God. I don't. That doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't seem right. It seems like a terrible thing to do. Bro, I've thought about just like applying for an oil company that's gonna go down there and fucking fix it all up. I think that'd be a good idea too. Was I against the Crusades then? Well, I wasn't alive during the Crusades, so. Well, I agree with their right to practice it. I'm not going to go about proselytizing to you about, hey, this is the way, and you need to follow it, or turn that down. You're gonna blow your damn little baby eardrums out. Yeah, everyone thinks their religion's superior. Everyone thinks that they've got the right way. And my whole point of it is, if it works for you, it works for you. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, just like Mormons. Like, have you ever seen an unhappy Mormon? No, you've never seen an unhappy Mormon. And I think that's a completely made up religion. I think that Joseph Smith just made that shit up. Completely made that shit up. But it serves its purpose by making people happy and faithful. So, it is what it is. Iranian currency. I've got some who was it? Lebanese? Yeah, I got some Lebanese currency. I gotta piss. What? That's because they're mods. The reason they're blue is because they're mods. I do pee on stream every live, Itchy. I do. Because I drink a lot of liquid. Like, I drink probably 5 to 6 bottles of water a day. And that's just water. That's not including the numbers of Cokes I also drink. Like I'm about to right now. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Coke Zero really makes you piss. Like, it really will make you piss a lot. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that all religion is bullshit. And even if it is bullshit, it still serves a good purpose. Morality, faith in something higher than yourself. I think that these are all good things. I don't think that it's bullshit. I think definitely that there are some things that have been taken advantage of in religion, like tithing. Serves a good purpose for stupid people. So you're saying that all religious people are stupid? That's pretty misguided. There are some very intelligent religious people. Jordan Peterson, for instance, is considered one of the most prolific psychologists of our time. And very religious. If you say so. Like, again, like, it doesn't matter to me what you think. I don't know why it matters to you what I think. No. No. You can't have it. I don't think you've proven any point. Other than that you think that religious people are stupid. Stop it. I'm gonna pop you. Get. I said no. Go. Go. Or I'm gonna give you another one. Silly kids. It really doesn't matter what drink I have. She's gonna yell at me about it. No. Do, 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 do. And furthermore, the whole foundation of modern morality is based off of religion. So if you're even slightly moral of a person, then you get that from the value that God placed on your life. No. Nope. Pre-Socratic philosophers. Yeah, which ones? "300 years at least after philosophy." But the things they're talking about in the Bible happened years and years before that. So, again, you don't need religion to act nice. Now, I'm not saying that religion and morality go hand in hand. I'm saying that the basis for morality comes from religion, which is, the idea that value is placed in God. The highest value is God, and that you have received value from that. I know what pre-Socratic means. I ask you who. Wicked sick. Yeah, I'm asking you who you refer to. Who is name one. Name a philosopher before Socrates that you're referring to. That's what I'm asking you. So, name one. Name a philosopher, a pre-Socratic philosopher that you're referring to. Reference one. Just drop any name. It's been going good, bro. It's been going good. It's actually been going pretty good in general. Like everything's pretty swell right now. Everything's pretty swell, I'd say. Don Lemon got arrested, so I'm pretty happy about that. Wow, that sucks. Catherine O'Hara died. I just found out yesterday that one of my favorite, peace out, Itchy. Have a blessed day, brother. Stay safe. Pythagoras? You talking about the guy that did all that math back in the day? No. I said no. No. No Coke. What have I told you about that? Math is the foundation of logic. We're not talking about logic. We're talking about morality. We're talking about morality. Who said it was bad to kill? Who said it was bad to take a human life? Who said it was wrong to murder? Who said it was wrong to be an adulterer? You cannot derive morality from math or science. It doesn't exist. Morality does not exist in math or science. According to the Bible anyway, sin comes from eating the apple, gaining the knowledge of good and evil. Would I kill for $1 million? No, I wouldn't kill anybody. If you think I'm stupid, that's fine, brother. But like I said, I asked you to name one philosopher, pre-Socratic, that you're referring to, that the basis of morality comes from, and you can't. You said that Pythagoras, logic, math, that no bearing, no relevance. I don't think I have to do a lot of work. I think you need to do a lot of work. No, I would not kill anybody for money. That seems like a bad thing to do. The entire conversation has been about morality. I said, where does morality come from? Morality is based in religion, faith in a higher power. That's not a that's not a personal life. That's an animal, and typically I would hunt for food, not for sport. Heraclitus. I actually don't know who Heraclitus is, so let's look him up. Heraclitus, or however you would say that. Earned him the epithets the dark and the obscure. He was considered arrogant and depressed, a misanthrope who was subject to melancholia. Became known as the weeping philosopher in contrast to ancient atomist philosopher Democritus, who was known as the laughing philosopher. Let's see. Not seeing anything about religion here. This is a lot to read, so just give me 1 second. Nobody's cherry picking anything, bud. I'm reading it as it's here. So just give me a second, because it takes time to read. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about morality in this, but for the most part, it seems like everybody else thought this guy was kind of an asshole. Yeah, if you notice, I wasn't fighting. In fact, I said that you should not do that. Like, you should just let people worship in peace instead of telling them that they're stupid or this, that, or the other. I think you should just leave them alone. If you think they're stupid, that's fine, but that's just not the case. But you are entitled to your own opinion. Heraclitus wrote that nature loves to hide and a hidden connection is stronger than an obvious one. The Lord, whose oracle is in Delphi, neither speaks nor conceals, but gives a sign. Very interesting. He's considered to be the first genuine philosopher, though, and a religious thinker. Although apparently he's only had one work ever written, which has been destroyed, and they found fragments of it, over 100 fragments of it, but never a full piece of it. This is a lot to read. But again, none of this has anything to do with morality, like I told you. Basically, he just seems to think that a lot of stuff is the same. That's what he's saying here when he says that you can't step into the same river twice, because different waters, different flows, but the wet becomes dry, the dry becomes wet. You know, everything moves. Everything moves. So he illustrates change, yeah, but again, this has nothing to do with morality or anything. Like I was asking you, name one pre-Socratic philosopher that discusses morality, and it didn't come from God. There isn't one. The man literally says all human laws get nourishment from the one divine law. What does that mean? So again, this guy is a religious thinker. Yeah. He's even described as a religious thinker. So he also said that he believes the world is flat. Yeah, we really won't miss you, bud. The very concept of God is platonic? I don't think so. He said God sees man the same way man sees children and apes. For God, all things are fair and good and just, but men suppose that some are unjust and others just. So that's about his only. That's about his only. That's about his only statement that contradicts what I'm trying to tell you. A man's character is his fate. Nothing on morality, though. Nothing on morality, but we'll end it with this. He says, where is that? There await men after they are dead things which they do not expect or imagine. So he definitely believes in the afterlife. He's definitely a religious thinker, but he doesn't really say anything about morality, which is what I was asking you to say. Where does morality come from? If not God. That's the next thing. Influenced by our innate tendencies and the societal norms which we learn throughout our lives. If not God. Let's do that one. It says, moral commands, trivially true, is a command, and a command is a command. It is also true that commands, real ones, rather than apparent or metaphorical ones, are always the commands of an agent, a mind with beliefs and desires. My chair cannot command me to sit in it, and commands cannot issue themselves. It follows that moral commands are the commands of an agent or agents. Have I ever watched The Wire? No. I gotta pee again. Hold on. Here it says, many philosophers maintain that moral commands are commands of reason, and they are right. But the point still stands, reason's commands are commands, therefore reason's commands are the commands of an agent or agents. So if moral commands are a subset of the commands of reason, and they surely are, they must still be commands of an agent or agents. It says that moral commands, could they be our commands? It does not seem plausible. For one thing, it would mean that we could make anything morally right just by commanding ourselves to do it. That doesn't appear to work, and we can test that easily enough. Command yourself to do something that has hitherto seemed obviously wrong to you, physically assaulting someone, and see if it suddenly starts to seem morally right to assault someone now. It doesn't. It does not change. If moral commands appeared to us to be our own commands, it would strike us as silly to wonder whether an act is right or wrong, or think anyone else could provide us with moral insight into the matter. Let's see. Moral commands appear to be external because, he says, we all sometimes wonder whether a particular act is right or wrong and consider it perfectly sensible to think others may have greater insight than we do into the matter. So moral commands are external. And basically the guy goes on to summarize. He says, number one, moral commands are commands. Two, only agents can issue commands, so moral commands are the commands of an agent or agents. Moral commands have an external source, so moral commands are the commands of an external agent or agents. All moral commands have a single source across all of us and all time. Therefore, all moral commands are the commands of a single external agent. Then he goes on to say, this raises an obvious worry. What if there are no gods? If that is the case, all moral and rational appearances constitute illusions, and all our moral beliefs are false. Happily, however, there seems no rational way to reach this conclusion. If the commands of reason really do require a God, then that God exists beyond reasonable doubt. For any argument that sought to show that a God does not exist would have to appeal to some commands of reason, and thus would have to presuppose the existence of the very thing it is denying. The same applies to any argument that seeks to show that the commands of reason do not exist in reality. All such arguments undermine themselves. Thus, if the commands of reason are, and can only be, the commands of a God, then that God exists undoubtedly. This is written by an atheist, as it starts out as. I have no religious convictions. I am a man of reason, not of faith. Nevertheless, I believe a few simple arguments demonstrate that morality requires a God. Yeah, well, if that were the case, then you could just say that we'll evolve to say that murder is good. Like, I just don't believe that's true. Indubitably. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that morality is derived from value. The highest value placed value in people. It gave you some value. Whatever that, you could say it's God, you could say it's whatever. But anyway, there is something more valuable than you that placed value in you as a human, even as an animal. So yeah, no, I think that I think morality is definitely derived from spirituality. In my opinion. Again, now you can have different arguments about it. I'm not about to try to change your mind or tell you you're stupid for believing that it doesn't come from that. Like I said, this is my personal belief. You don't have to believe it. It's not, written in stone that the guy on YouTube has the right answers all the time. But my personal belief is that morality comes from spiritual understanding, not from philosophical reasoning or societal norms, anything like that. Because if it came from societal norms, like we'll take a mob mentality, for instance, like we'll take a lynch mob, right? A lynch mob, they're all communally agreeing that they should lynch somebody because they've done something that they don't like, right? But just because the community came together and said, hey, we should kill this guy, doesn't make it okay. It's still morally wrong. It's morally consequential. And typically, those people that would do something like that aren't very religious. But you can't derive morality from science in any context. Morality does not come from science. It doesn't come from math. There is no morality in science. the, it doesn't exist. You can't derive morality from science. Well, yeah. According to Exodus, it was definitely written in some stones that there were 10 rules. See, originally there was only one rule because man didn't sin back then. They didn't even have knowledge of sin. So I don't think that you can sin without knowledge of it. If you have no knowledge of good or evil, then you don't know what you're doing as a sin. So therefore, it's not. But we have become like God by biting the apple or biting the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, giving us the knowledge of sin, and from that derived morality. Logic is set by whom? Yeah, that's another good point. We had a Hindu guy coming in here not too long ago, and he kind of explained that what is that? What was it called? The Brahma. What was it called? Yeah. Anyway, so basically, it's just like it was this convoluted process to agree that what? What do you want? Use your words. What can I get you? Do you want something? I guess she doesn't. What did I miss from Shazam? Yeah, no. I would agree with that sentiment. Definitely. I would agree with that sentiment, definitely. Stinky Farter must be a very intelligent individual. Luigi Mangione is not going to get the death penalty. That is another thing in the news today. What if extraterrestrials jump-started our society on Earth and then left? Well, yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I don't know. Yeah, ancient aliens. That's what it sounds like. Ancient aliens, man. It was the aliens did it. Aliens did everything. We'll just attribute everything to aliens. If aliens exist, does that change Christianity? No, I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. Aliens must also have a creator, correct? Right. Like, aliens must also have a creator. Matter itself must have a creator. Like, it didn't just create itself from nothing. That's just not the case. We have no examples of nothing. That's true. We don't have any examples of nothing. That's true. Even in the Bible, it says that God floated above the waters. Let's look up the first Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, which means space and matter. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. So matter was without form and void, and there was no light. Until God said, "Let there be light." Then divided the light from the dark, called the light day, the dark night. No. The light was after matter and space. Space and matter. And then I think it was like the 5th day. Let's see. I think it was the 5th day. Yeah, so the 5th day, according whatever God's day is equal or equivalent to, I don't know. It could be eons, could be, a day, I don't know. But it was the 5th day that God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven." And God created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth." And the evening and the morning were the 5th day. Yes, it does say that. Well, yes, it does. It says, the first line of the Bible is, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth." That is the first. That is Genesis 1:1. I think space and time are the same thing. I think space and time are the same thing. So when he says, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth," I think that the heavens would be space and time, and earth would be matter. Well, you can't see consciousness. You can't see spirit. I'm filling in a lot of blanks. I'm not filling in blanks. I'm just reading you what it says and what I interpreted that to mean. Heaven meaning space and time, and the earth being matter. Space, time, matter, that's all you need. And time isn't real, for the record. Time is not a real thing. Time is actually only measured through space. The only reason time exists is because it's the thing that we annotated to the days that we've noticed. We see the sun goes up and the sun goes down, and then we called that time. We measured that somehow and then called that time. Time is relative, though. It doesn't actually exist. It's not a real thing. When you're talking about like, for instance, traveling in space, we determine that things are light years away, right? Which is the distance you can travel at the speed of light for 1 year. So again, time is space. It's a measure of change. Well, it's not so much that it's not real, it's just not relative. I mean, it is relative. Time is relative. That's what I mean to tell you. So, like, time on Mars is different than time on Earth. Time on Venus is different than time on Earth. Time on Venus is different than time on Mars. It just depends on where you're at. We just annotated things to that. We defined it with seconds, minutes, hours, and days. But that's just something that we measured. Time is a measurement, but it's not like a definitive. Yeah, well, you could say that. But again, consciousness doesn't come from within. Consciousness is from without. That's why you have the ability to think like we do. Because if that were the case, if consciousness did come from within, then all the things with similar working brains to humans would have consciousness, but they don't. Yeah, I mean, just the fact that you can question it in general is proof enough for me. Like, if we can question whether or not God is existing, why is it that other things cannot? Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Disbelievers always try to prove you wrong, but still lack the foundational evidence to do so. And for the most part, religious people don't even try to convince you. They wouldn't even try to convince you. They say, hey, Jesus loves you. He hopes you do the same for him, but if not, it is what it is. It's really inconsequential for me to say that you should believe. Like, I don't care if you believe or not. Like, that's completely up to you, whether or not you believe in God or Jesus or divinity in general, spirituality at all. That's completely up to you. That is completely up to the individual. But I will say that there are punishments for not believing, according to religious texts anyway. There are punishments for not believing, and no negatives to believing. I can't seem to find one single negative to belief. You know, when you believe in Christ, I think that you are fulfilled in a lot of ways. Spiritual awakening is good for people. Well, there's the five solae, which I believe that all religions should follow the five solae, which is of Lutheranism in general, and somewhat Catholicism, and the Orthodoxy. And the five solae go faith, scripture, baptism, good works, and by the grace of God do you actually make it to heaven to see the Father. And while faith, scripture, baptism, and good works are important, only one of these matters, and that's the grace of God. If you're in God's graces, I don't think you're going to go to hell. No. That kind of defines that morality we were talking about there. Like, if you're a moral individual and you do good throughout your life, then if you didn't know about God, maybe he never revealed himself to you in any way, or nobody ever told you about it, I think that you would still be in his graces, and that alone is good enough. Well, I don't think that's the case either, because again, faith, scripture, baptism, good works, these are all good things. You know, living by faith, reading the scripture, becoming baptized, and doing good works on earth, those are all very important things. But the only thing that actually matters is God's grace. If you are in God's grace, then, you know, it supersedes all the other things. I think, okay, so to answer you, Shadow Fiend, all right, simple question. God is neither within nor without our universe. Because he does not operate on the laws he designed, he is not within them. But he is within you as a human and all of life. God exists in all life. Yeah, I don't remember reading that scripture. Is God's grace punishing 70,000 completely innocent men for King David doing a census? Drowning all the world's babies. God works in mysterious ways. They say this all the time. They say this all the time. And let's see, I'm pretty sure he gave them numerous chances to repent and be good. He also told the Jews to genocide the Amalekites, but I mean, what about it? He gave Lot's wife very specific commands. And just like humans, we typically go against those. It's in our nature, I guess, to defy God. And obviously there are punishments for it, like getting turned into a pillar of salt when you're told not to look back on the city of evil. So hand waving, it clearly evil God's actions, and saying he works in mysterious ways doesn't discount it. See, I don't think that God operates within the context of good or evil. I don't think God is either good or evil. I don't think he exists within that realm of understanding. Like we attribute things as good or evil because of the way we see things, but God does not see things that way. Bye. Islam says Christianity is a corrupted version. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Why do people say that? Well, I think that's because, they believe that this is part of the faith thing, is that God has a plan, and even if you don't understand it, that plan is inevitably a good plan. Yeah, believing in God doesn't require any religion. That's true. Is God moral? No, I don't think God operates within morality. I think God instills morality, but I don't think that he operates within morality, because he's not bound by the laws of morality. He's not bound by the laws of the universe. He wrote the laws. He didn't write himself into the law. He wrote the law, if that makes sense. Did Adam and Eve have belly buttons? That's a good question. That's like a did the chicken come before the egg kind of a question, That's a good question. That actually is a good question. I have no idea. How would I know if Adam and Eve have belly buttons? But I don't know if he designed them with belly buttons or not. I would say that probably not. I would say probably not. Unless he derived them from monkeys instead, which in that case, yes. But he says that he made us from the dust. And Adam and Eve, it was actually originally Adam and Lilith, both of which were made from the dust. Eve was made from the rib of Adam. By our standards as a father, would you punish your kids for eternity? I don't know. It depends on what they did. I think some things are good to punish people for a long time for. And if eternity is how long it takes you to learn a lesson, then yes, I would say inevitably an eternity could be a good punishment. How could I describe a God as loving if he would do such things? Well, even what we perceive as bad could be good. Like I said, like he doesn't operate within the laws of our morality. Like he doesn't operate within the laws of what he wrote down for us. That's not how God works. God is above and beyond all of that. Not for anything, but I mean, if their transgressions were bad enough and an eternity seemed like a fitting punishment, I think I would, yeah. Yes, I am. Taking care of the kids today. And anyway, like you can know God, but you can't begin to comprehend what his plan is because he does not operate within the realm of our understanding, if that makes sense. So you can know God without knowing what God's thinking because God is, again, omnipotent and beyond all of that. All of our realm of understanding was all derived from something else. Something material, something physical. But God is neither material nor physical. God is a spiritual entity. Omniscient, omnipotent, yes, both. You could say it's a circular argument if you want, but again, like God doesn't operate within our realm of understanding. Just because you know God doesn't mean that you understand God. Which is probably why, Lot's wife got turned into a pillar of salt. But he still worshipped because, he doesn't have to understand it. I don't know. I don't know about that. The leaving it open, leaving his words open to so many different interpretations. I don't think he does. I think he was very clear. And somewhere around Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, he was very, very clear. Is a claim without evidence? Well, I guess we'd have to ask a lot about it. Peba is what? Do you guy believe Jesus Peba is Jewish? I don't know who Jesus Peba is, but Jesus Christ or Yeshua, whatever you want to call him, the son of Mary and God, was a Jew, yes. Oh, okay. Peace be upon him. Okay. Kids are doing good, brother. Of course, I remember you out here. How's it hanging, bro? Alien abductions, Loch Ness. Like, didn't the guy say that Nessie doesn't exist? I thought it said in Romans that that's Romans 3, right? Wages of sin is death, right? No, that's 6:23. It says, "For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life in Jesus Christ our Lord." That's what it says. You can actually talk to the claim maker still living. Yeah, I mean, you can talk to God. You can talk to God all you want. You can talk to God right now. All you got to do is open your heart and your mind to him, and then bam. There are a lot of ancient manuscripts about other gods, and in fact, God even references other gods in the Ten Commandments. He says, "Thou shalt not have other gods before me." So he's not saying that there aren't other gods, but he is saying that he is the one and true God. I can't talk a lot, yet you believe his story. Same guy. Just so you know, Allah and God, that's the same word. It literally is the same word. God is just Allah in English. Yeah, exactly. Same God. We are literally talking about the same God. The Allah is the God of Abraham, which is the Jewish God and the Christian God. Same guy. Same guy. No difference. Yeah. Well, a lot of people have claimed to see Bigfoot. You can talk to them, and some of these are pretty verifiable stories. You could actually see uh, pretty good evidence of Bigfoot on YouTube. I can look it up for you right now. Russian teens find Bigfoot. Look, this is considered to be one of the foremost evidences of Bigfoot right here. This video right here is considered to be one of the best proofs of it. This is real. This has been studied by hundreds of scientists at this point, and all of them say that this is authentic footage of Bigfoot. It's in Russian though, so I don't understand. I don't understand what they're saying. Bones, droppings, hair. We found giant bones. We found very, very strange things all across the earth. Bigfoot could just be one of the last remaining Nephilim. Yeah, but that's the problem. We've actually found giant bones. We found giant bones. We found all sorts of stuff. That's not true. And if you look, they even found a giant in Kandahar. There's a lot of army reports that they found a giant in Kandahar, in a cave in Kandahar, and it killed a bunch of people. And then they covered it up. The government tried to cover it up. Yeah, the Smithsonian has quite a number of them. That's true. Bye. No one's gonna miss you, Wayne.
You want a fucking cookie before you hit the door? Yeah, anyway.
That there is video evidence of Bigfoot, and what is the Silver Mountain? I think it was called. That's not the right one. It was Marble Mountain, right? Was it Marble Mountain or Silver Mountain? Anyway. Yeah. Here's another one of those unedited. Here's another one of those unedited video proofs of. If you look, these guys are way the fuck down here, right? Way the fuck down here. They see somebody walking on a hill, and when they zoom in on it, the thing is fucking massive.
On the ridge. Right on the ridge. Almost to the tree. Coming down. See the patch of snow in the middle there, the tree patch of snow up there? See the one right up, straight up above the patch of snow, right under that big one. Yeah. The bigger patch of the tree patch of snow. Yeah. He's walking right on the left. So he's just, you can see him moving. He's almost to the tree.
Low quality. Well, you know, they are zooming in. Like if you look to see where these guys are at, like
we see no evidence that there was ever a fire.
They're way down here in this mountain, and they zoom in to see it. But also this video, admittedly, this video is probably, 15, 20 years old almost. In fact, this video is 24 years old.
Moving now.
It's to the right of them. They're just walking out. See that King Castle?
He's got kind of little thing.
Yeah, on the right side of the tree.
Small, but this is a far away.
I don't see nothing. On the ridge. Right on the ridge. Almost to those trees. Coming down this way.
So again, there is video evidence. Whether or not you believe it or not, that's up to you. I think that there are probably what do they call it? Cryptids? I think cryptids are probably a real thing, But there is actually quite a bit of video evidence of Bigfoot. That's just on YouTube. You can look up Marble Mountain Bigfoot. You can look up the Russian teens finding Bigfoot. Like there's some pretty credible evidence that these people have encountered large ape-like creatures covered in hair. There's quite a bit of evidence of it. There's quite a bit. Why are there multiple gods in Hinduism? Well, you can talk about Hinduism, but in actuality, there are divine beings, avatars, and then there's the main Brahma, which is the creator, the god of creation, which is their main god. So even still, like even Hindus believe in the one god. So you can Google that if you want. I'm sure there's a Hindu that can explain it better than me, but it's called the Brahma something. Yeah. The Upanishads and later Indian philosophies acknowledge that from which all existence proceeds and to which everything returns, the origin and cause of all that exists is called the Brahman. The unchanging ultimate reality. That's essentially what it is. So
It's found in the Vedas. If you want to read about it, it's in the Vedas and the Upanishads. But essentially, they believe in the creator. Yeah, but see, those are the Brahma, not the Brahman. The Brahman is the creator. Or rather, I think that these are all collectively. This is like the Holy Trinity in a lot of ways, because the way it's describing it here, it says that the Trimurti is the Brahma, which is the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer, which represent cosmic functions. Dragons are documented everywhere on Earth. The Komodo dragon still exists. So, and they're very big. Indra is scared of Shiva. Komodo dragons dragons are still real. Dragons very much exist. And dragons, I think a lot of it is metaphorical for Tartaria. If you look at the ancient civilization of Tartaria, it was a dragon. Or a griffin in some instances. Yeah. Anyway, like all the ancient flags of Tartary had what is either a dragon or it could have been a griffin depicted on it, but a lot of people say it's the dragon. And if you go look at like the Russian flag, the old one or whatever, with the their crest, the double-headed eagle or whatever. If you look at it, this is what it is. It's the double-headed eagle. But if you look here, it is a knight slaying the dragon. So dragons could be very metaphorical things, and there's my evidence of that. I think that you're deifying things that are just outside of it. I think that there are avatars That was like the longest piss I've ever taken in my life. Jesus. Stop doing that. Stop chewing on it. You want a cupcake? Come here. You want a cupcake? Yeah. Go have fun. Yeah, it's cupcake. Can you say cupcake? You're my cupcake. You're my cupcake. What happened now? I'm kind of missed. Am I diabetic? No, I just drink a lot of water. Unknown human. No, I'm not diabetic. Are you guys talking about Smite? Is that what you guys are talking about, though? What the hell? How did we get into the nerd talk? I'm for it. I'm just saying. How did we get here? Are you talking about Final Fantasy? Are you talking about Final Fantasy? Wild. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying. That's what I was describing. Is that there is real. They believe in one God that defines everything else, and that is right. It was called the Para Brahman, the Creator. You're good. Hey, talk about what you want. It doesn't matter to me. As long as you're not being a total dick about it, I don't really care. You know, a little light trolling, it's good for everybody every now and again. Lightens the mood sometimes, it's good. Lightens the mood sometimes. Some people take this really, really seriously. I mean, like, really seriously. Like, I'm just a guy on YouTube. Like, I'm not the world's foremost expert on your religion or anything else. I'm not even the world's foremost expert on my religion. I don't claim to be all-knowing or anything like that. Yeah, I have hair. See? I've got hair. Got quite a bit of it. It all goes in the back here. I'm waiting on it to get longer so I can braid it. My wife says my hair is not long enough to braid yet. Brahma creates universe, but Vishnu creates multiverse. He literally sleeps in multiverse. Is that true? I don't think so, because who created Vishnu? That would be Brahma, right? Yeah, it says the gods are considered to have been created by Brahma, the creator god. Brahma is believed to have created the universe and all beings from his thoughts. Kind of sounds like God, right? Or Allah, if you would. That's not what it says here. Brahman is considered the ultimate reality from which all existences arise. The gods are manifestations of this supreme being serving various roles in the universe. So Brahman, Para Brahman, is considered the god, and everything else is part of it. Brahma, the creator god, is depicted as having 4 heads, symbolizing the 4 Vedas, which are the oldest sacred texts in Hinduism. But here it says, according to mythology, Brahma was born from a golden egg or lotus that emerged from Vishnu's navel, signifying his role in the creation process. But anyway, Brahma is the creator, responsible for creation of the universe and all beings. Vishnu is the preserver, maintains and preserves the universe, often incarnating as avatars. And Shiva is the destroyer, destroys the universe to allow for regeneration and transformation, right? But Para Brahma, which is the unifying thing, or Para Brahman is the unifying thing that separates them. The supreme Brahman, that which is beyond all descriptions and conceptualizations. So this is the one above that. So essentially the other ones, the Trimurti, is that what they were called? Yeah, the Trimurti. We're just talking about Hinduism, but yeah. It kind of sounds just like God, you know. Kind of just sounds like the same thing that Christians have been saying, and Jews have been saying, and Islamics have been saying. In fact, most religions, you could say, are probably talking about the same guy. They just have different interpretations of it, or maybe we translated it differently across the eons. But essentially, I would say that there is a supreme creator, yes, and that is what we as Christians would call God. Yeah, same stuff, different languages. And like even going back to saying like the flood, the great flood, that's been proven that there was a great flood on Earth about 6,000 something years ago. It's a geographical oddity that you can discover in sediment levels, and people are like, well, why the fuck is this here? Well, we wrote it down in a book, 2,000 something fucking years ago. Actually, the New Testament was written about 2,000 something years ago, but the Old Testament is much older than that. Even older than that. You destroyed that cupcake, kid. No, it's everywhere. Jesus. Why do I always have to pick up cupcake pieces off the damn couch? What did you just do? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Missy? Nasty is right. No more cupcakes for you today. That was no bueno. Oh my gosh. Any guess how old what is? Religion? Religion's older than time immemorial. It's just some LVP. I don't even think this is LVP, actually. I think this is actually just like fake wood. You gotta love the floors. I didn't pick the floors, but my landlord does a pretty good job at fixing things. Yeah. It's all laminated vinyl planks, LVP. It's a no fear hoodie. We were talking about this the other day and how like we haven't seen no fear stuff in years. I hadn't either. I didn't even know that no fear still made stuff. But it is a comfortable hoodie. Human equals human. Yeah. I mean, there are some subhumans out there. Don't get me wrong. How old is the Old Testament? Well, the Old Testament is just written down oral traditions from Judaism. And in Judaism, they'll tell you that is well over 6,000 years old. So, very old. Yeah, you definitely fear your mom. And mom will pull out that chocolate and smack you upside the head with it. It never misses. I gotta damn clean the house now. Do I think reptilians live amongst us? I mean, no, not really. But I mean, yeah, also kind of, yeah, a little bit. I mean, the reptilians are mentioned in the Bible, aren't they? Like anthropomorphic reptilians. That's why they call it the serpent. The serpent in the garden was a anthropomorphic lizard or reptile rather. Yeah, I'm on dad duty. Always on dad duty, 24/7, never stops. Working, not working, at home, not at home, still on dad duty, never stops. They could be metaphor. What could be metaphor? The reptiles, the reptilians. Lizard people. Do I think lizard people are real? No, I don't know about that. But there's a growing number of people who are supporting that theory. Yeah, I don't think the Abrahamic religion should fight with each other either. But I mean, I'm also not going to sit here and get called an idol worshiper by people who are literally worshiping a golden idol at the base of Mount Sinai. While waiting for instructions from their God, they decided they would make their own God, made of gold. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. 781-8000, Massachusetts. I don't need to know that one. Definitely a spam. Appreciate that. Working on it still. It's not even that old. This beard's not that old. This beard's probably only about 6 months at the most. I don't even know if it's 6 months yet. Didn't you think the cow people? Yeah, I see them at Walmart all the time. Always using the disabled scooters, you know? It's probably a bad joke, but no, I see cow people all the time. They're huge. You guys ever notice how, like, all kids' toys are meant to give you, like, sensory overload? And, like, as a kid, I guess you enjoy that. But, like, as an adult, you're like, God dang, that thing is annoying. Yeah, my beard grows within a week. I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever get longer. I mean, I'm sure it will, but like if I were to shave, I would have a pretty recognizable beard within a week. No, we don't watch Coco Felon. We don't watch Coco Melon, Miss Rachel, or none of that. Blippi especially. I stray very far away from Blippi. As far away from Blippi as possible. I cannot stand Blippi. I hate Blippi. Don't like Blippi. I'm sure the guy is nice and all, but God, he makes a terrible show. Merry Christmas. Here's an endless migraine. You can't stand Gordon Ramsay? I love Gordon Ramsay. I think he's funny as shit. Can you kick the ball? Oh no. Kick the ball. What's wrong with Gordon Ramsay? Gordon Ramsay went out into like Colombia one time and got really coked up with the Colombian coke makers. Come on, toss me the ball. Bro, you are cracked out. That cupcake did a number on you, bro. Can you make a goal? You missed. How do you miss when you're right in front of it? Daddy missed too. Let's go sports. Oh! Nice try. Throw it to Dad. Pass the ball. The wrong one anyway. That didn't look like it made it. Don't throw that around the house like that. Throw it at the goal, fool. It's a process. Thank you. Greetings from the north. Oh, Sweden. My lifeblood. What's up, brother? I still have kin in Sweden. My family comes from Sweden and Norway, so greetings to you, brother. Grief in the snow, the winter of woe. Ooh, I'm a star player. What are you doing? You know how to throw the ball. Uh-oh. Ow. That thing hurts. Name the lyric. Have you ever loved someone so much you've given arm for? I have no idea, bro. Someone in chat from Russia? I don't know. Yo, what's up, Billy? What's up, Billy? Slam dunk. Oh no. Stop throwing it like that. Oh. Oh no, I'm a star player. I look like you? Let me see here. That's illegal, you know. I hope you know that. I could probably sue you for copyright. I'm pretty sure I can sue you for that. If someone pretends to be you, can I sue them for copyright? Let's see. It says, The infringement occurs when a video uses someone else's copyrighted material without their permission. This protection applies automatically once a work is created in a fixed form. Common examples of copyrighted works frequently used on platforms include music, clips from movies, television shows, or other YouTube videos. So basically, footage from video games and still images such as photographs or artwork also fall under copyright laws. Using any of these elements without a license or legal justification constitutes infringement and can form the basis for a complaint. So I can sue you for doing that. It says it right here. And in fact, I'm going to go to YouTube right now and do that. But I can send you a mean cease and desist letter. And in fact, we're going to do it just like this. Hidden from channel permanently. And once I locate your page, will you stop throwing that at me? Only throw it at me when I'm looking. Don't throw it at me when I'm not looking. So we're gonna do it like this. Stop that. You also have a good day. Oh no, I'm not wasting my time. I'm going to get him banned from YouTube. That's illegal. My face and imagery is not public material. An impersonation of a person is also not legal. So here we go here. Do 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 do. Damn, I kind of forgot how to do this again. Community moderation, user management. Where is he at? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And another one. Oh yeah, they always do that. He'll probably go make a new one just to do it again. All right. I don't know why they make it so difficult. But this is copyrighted material. So you can't impersonate me and then say statements that are defamating, which is any untrue statement that's harmful to someone's reputation or causes someone to be shunned or avoided, which is what you're doing, which is defamation, which is something that I can take legal action, of course, against. Not that I need money from it, but I can definitely get you a cease and desist order written out by the federal government and sent directly to your doorstep. Gosh. I don't know why they make it so difficult to contact you and do it. Uh-huh. See you later, bro. See you later, bro. Peace out. Y'all have a blessed day. Where is it? Do 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 do. Some of them be jamming. Ah, here we go. Report. Here we go. All right. Boom. Reported. Yo, what's up? Is this a mugger? No, I'm not a mugger, bro. Is this Rasputin? No, I'm not Rasputin either. Jeez, you think I'm Rasputin? Chill, brother, chill. Looks like it did. Looks like it did work. We will see. Anyway, no, you can't do that. It's not okay. Speak, you demon. Bro is awakening the powers of my ancestor? I hope not. I hope not. There he goes again. He sure does have a lot of accounts. Report, report, report. That's not the only one. He's done that several times. This is like the third account he's made to do this. You got to be a pretty dedicated troll to do it, to be honest. Give him props. At this point, I think he's probably a bot. Joined 5 days ago, no subscribers. Yep. I'd say this is definitely a bot. Definitely a bot. Aha. Here we go. Impersonation. And there it is. Ta-da. Nope. No super chats on, brother. Do I think Jiri Prochazka can beat Alex Pereira? I mean, I think he could. I just think he's yet to do it. You know, like anybody can beat him, I'm sure. It would be, You got to have the right game plan and stick to it. If he starts blocking those shovel left uppercuts with his face again, though, I'm going to say no. If he got good head movement, maybe. If he learned a little more about it, maybe so. What was the other one I was looking for? Here we go. All right, and that's done. Too undersized for light heavyweight? I don't think so. Jiri's kind of a big dude. Yeah, Jiri's 6'4". He's about the right size. Hell, he could probably go into heavyweight if he could pack on the pounds. Yeah, 6'4", 205 pounds. That's a pretty big ass dude. There's a welterweight that weighs more than him. I mean, yeah, he might not have to cut a lot, but he also is like pretty rigid. He also has an incredibly long reach. Stefan Struve, yeah, so John Jones has a reach of 84.5 inches. And, yeah, Jiri's is 80 inches. So he's not in the top 5, but he's still up there. And if you look, all of those people are 6'4". Cheek Congo, 82 inches, 6'4". Curtis Bloods, 6'4". Francis Ngannou, 6'4". John Jones, 6'4". Stefan Struve is the outlier here by being 7 feet tall and having the same reach as John Jones. So I think Jiri definitely could do it. I just think that, you know, a lot of people don't really understand that not only is Alex Pereira like a multiple weight class UFC champion, he's also a multiple weight class champion kickboxer, and has well over 100 fights. Like, he has the experience above like most of the people in the UFC. He has way more fights than most of the people in the UFC. I don't want to know his MMA record. I want to know his total record. Yeah, so he's had 40 fights in kickboxing, 1 fight in boxing, and 16 in mixed martial arts. And only 10 losses out of, what is that, 46, 47? So he's won 47 of 57 fights. So there's that. There's that. But anyway, yeah. What's this? Don't worry about that. Man. Jink Uger. Wow, I might have to watch that. Might have to watch that. I can't believe Catherine O'Hara died, though. That's sad. That's the lady from Home Alone. Blackowicz? Hey, he's all right. My favorite fighter in the UFC right now is probably still going to be Volk. And he's fighting this weekend, so that's going to be lit. I hope he wins, but he is getting up there in age. I don't know, though. You know, that guy, Volk's the legend. He's the truth. Any Mocklemizers around? Not today. Mocklemizers, whatever you say. Not today, man. Couscous. Norwegian spinach couscous Arctic field ration MRE review. Oh, I'm watching it. My favorites.
This is a Norwegian Armed Forces.
Are my kids asleep today? One of them is.
Or the AFO.
The other one's being suspiciously quiet, so she may be also.
With lentils and spinach. It weighs 12.8 ounces.
Never considered becoming a Mocklermizer. No, I wouldn't say so.
And it contains 1,300 calories.
You haven't even told me the tenets of Mocklermizering.
24th, 2023. Best before March 21st, 2026. How sustaining is this thing going to be? It's vegetarian. Sorry. So, let's give it a look. Please want to slit it from the back. Oh, wow. Look. These things are really cool. Blueberry protein bar. Gotta have it. It's vegetarian. It has a slate fruit.
So, there's no background noise today. That's how you know, right? So you studied at Lancaster University in England for 3 years just to become a Mocklermizer? So you should be able to tell me all about Mocklermizering. So tell me about the main functions of a Mocklermizer.
Contains 700 calories. It's calorically dense. Give it that.
Shout out to Mike. Man, that MRE kind of looks like dog shit.
It's probably put on your belt loop or something and have like a little makeshift fanny pack. That's not cool. Oh man, don't tell me they're giving you a wooden spoon or something. Who knows? Look at that thing. There's your spoon. They changed it again. Disinfection swab. Ethyl alcohol, chlorhexidine, and glycerol. Look at this. Nothing but the best. Polder Mill. Colombian instant coffee. Look at that. Army ration chewing gum. That's really cool. I almost feel like saving the little packet. Like a little green army bin. Probably has aspartame sweetener in there. No idea why they do it. Other than it is great for getting the saliva glands going. Barbecue.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, bro.
In a Ziploc bag.
They, yeah. No.
Okay.
That's the only
seriously,
time I'm going
right
to
now.
describe them as cute
Not bad for
and
a
adorable.
lightweight
When someone else
single
says,
meal. All right, let's get
that
this salad onto a tray.
I think they're little
Next,
terrors,
kids, we'll start off
little
by
baby Hitlers.
checking out that menu.
They're evil. They are evil incarnate.
Hydrate this thing.
In fact, I made a comment on a post the other day because Trump said something about his son Barron when he was like, you know, a year and a half old. He's like, he's vicious. He's, you know, whatever. And I was like, well, and everyone was saying, oh, well, that's a great way to describe your kid when they're a baby, right? And
Freeze-dried spinach.
I was like, well, that's very true. Like toddlers are vicious and violent. Like if toddlers were massive,
And you can
like if you were to make a toddler like 20 feet tall, that would be a terrible thing. They would step on you and crush you and then flop you around because they think you're fun to play with and kill things, and they would just be terrible. They'd be terrible. Babies are evil, man. Babies are evil. They don't have morality yet.
Spoon. Why? Why'd they do it? Here.
They have no concept of good and evil yet. They're without the understanding of deeper thought.
Care about the environment.
Notorious Nordic DNA.
Man. Worried
Man,
about BPA getting in there.
you're trying to blame me.
Or perhaps
It's not me. It's the Mexican. It comes from the Mexican woman,
No, I mean it is using wood, which means
the half Mexican woman.
they put soy protein in there. Just noticed. Thing's got probably 35 or 36 grams of protein. This is 12 and a half. This is another 13.
Keep marclarizing. We'll try it. We'll try it.
Maybe not the best of amino acid profile.
We'll try it. You have a blessed day, brother. Be safe.
Nothing. The coffee.
Don't let anybody tell you not to macromize anymore. The macromize. This guy makes me want coffee every time he
Not
drinks
much
it.
of a scent.
I think I might go make a cup.
at all, but looking pretty standard.
That looks like some pretty quality instant coffee, not gonna lie. Looks pretty good. And they got a whole thing of barbecue peanuts. Like 1.6 ounces of barbecue peanuts or 95 grams. Seems pretty good.
It does smell tropical, like pineapple. A sweet pineapple concentrate. Mouth-watering. Tart. Lemon drink. These things are bound to lose a little bit off the top almost every time. We'll see it. Let's go around. I'm just hey, look at that. Use a little anti-caking agent, if I do say so myself. But they're keeping it natural. And that pretty much means we're doing hot water. It never closes right. Gets caught in the grooves of that Ziploc. So you gotta double fold it and count your blessings if it doesn't spill everywhere. Hot.
You know, the Army really ought to look at the.
Oh wow, it smells like a hot, really hot, melted.
Yeah, but I mean, just because I got my hair an eye color, man, doesn't mean it's all my DNA. You know, it takes two to tango. They got my exterior look and the interior functions of my wife. Although my wife would argue that my daughter has the exterior look of me and the interior function of her, and that my son has the exterior look of her and the interior functions of me.
Being a little watered down because you're
I don't know if that's true or not, but it's a valid point she makes. My son does take a lot of pisses. He pisses a lot. I piss a lot too. I have regular bowel movements. usually once a day at least.
It is.
My
just
son does too.
marvelous.
My daughter, nope. My wife, nope. That could just be a girl thing, though. I don't know. I really don't know. It is unnaturally quiet, though.
Great protein bar. It has soy crisp in there.
Anyway, I think it's a good time to call it for the day. My phone's about to die. Well, it's not about to die. It's about 20%. But, you know, other than that, I think we've had a pretty successful and productive chat today.
Are pretty cool, actually. It's like of all of
I had to report a couple of people. Well, the same person
Blueberry muffin.
several times for impersonating me,
Blueberry muffin.
which is against the law, by the way.
Whole dried.
Especially if you say defaming content.
Almost like a candy bar.
If the nature of what you're saying is
Nut
in any
Walker.
way defamating, then it is definitely against the law
Barbecue.
to impersonate somebody and then defamate. Barbecue peanuts in the MRE, that's pretty good. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Bye.
This is a meal in the